going on, everybody? Thank you for watching this video. And just a quick note, if you guys are subscribed, or if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. And when you do, click this little bell here on my channel and get all notifications sent to you from my channel. That way you guys can be updated with all of my channel updates and uploads and whatever else I do on here. Thanks for watching. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the source code. My name is Deshaun, and today we're going to be going over how to basically create fake players or NPCs. And these NPCs won't be movable or won't really do much besides sort of just stand there. But they have a lot of implementations which you guys can sort of start trying to figure out on your own. So obviously all the code will be available for you guys on GitHub, so if you guys are having some trouble, go over there and check it out. But let's go ahead and get started. I've already kind of set up a plugin here. You guys can go ahead and just copy what's on the screen now. Basically just set up an instance of our main class so we can reference it for other classes. We just did a basic getter setter, and then we just went ahead and set the instance and then set up a command which we have right here, and then we have this class here called NPC manager. Obviously all these classes you can name whatever you like. These are just the names that I chose because they are the most fitting. So the first things first is we are going to make an instance of our NPC manager here so we can reference that. So we're just going to say this.npc manager equals new NPC manager. Alright, so then in our NPC manager we are just going to go ahead and say public void create NPC, and then this is just going to take a player. Let's just go ahead and get that imported there, player, and a string which is going to be the NPC name. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and start creating our NPC. So we're going to be doing it with packets. I don't know if I said that already, but first things first is we're going to go ahead and say Minecraft server, and then we're going to say NMS server equals, and then we're going to do a double parentheses, we're going to say craft server, and then what we need to say is we need to say bucket.get server, and then we're just going to go ahead and at the end of our parentheses just do get server there. Then after that we need to go ahead and get the world server, and then we're just going to go and say NMS world. Basically all this is just the world, more or less. And double parentheses again, and this one's going to be craft world this time, and this is just basically getting the NMS versions of everything. So craft world, and this is going to be player.get world, and then .get handle. Okay, now that we got that, and so how spawning fake NPCs work is it uses game profiles, and game profiles are basically what's created every time you log into a Minecraft server, more or less. It's not necessarily created every time you log into one. You already have a game profile, but we need to create new ones so that way we can have NPCs that have their own custom, basically their own custom name and skin, which I will get into creating skins in a different video. Maybe on Thursday I'll show you guys how to add skins. It's pretty easy but also pretty complicated at the same time. And it took me a while to really understand how to do it, and then once I realized how to do it, I wanted to basically, I wanted to die because it was so easy. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and say game profile equals new game profile. And now what you can do here is you can go online and get a randomly generated UUID, which is what I'm going to do right now. Or you could just do UUID dot random UUID. UUID generator. Look at that. I already got it right here because I was using it before. So we just want one, and there we go. So we got a random UUID. Now, based on the UUID, you will get either a Steve or an Alex. I don't know how you can choose between the two, but you will get one of the two. So just a heads up. And then now the name, we're just going to go ahead and do the cheap way, and we're just going to do and A and L plus NPC name. So now we have our game profile created, and we can actually go ahead and create our NPC. So what we're going to do is we're going to say entity player, which is going to be NPC equals new entity player, because technically the fake NPCs are actually players, so they will show up in your tab list. I'm not quite sure how to completely remove them from the tab list, but I can show you guys how to basically just set their name as nothing, so that way they're not there but they're still there in a way. So to create a new entity player, we need the NMS server, then we need the NMS world, then we need the game profile, and then we need a new player interact manager. This, don't really worry about it. You can just go ahead and set this as NMS world. It doesn't really do much in particular for this NPC because they're not going to be doing anything or interacting with anything at all. So then what we can do is we can go ahead and say player NPC player equals npc.getBukkitEntity.getPlayer. And this is so we can just go ahead and set their name in the player list as nothing, which is what we just did right there. So next thing we're going to do is we need to set the NPC's location, right? Because they can't spawn without being set to a location. So we're going to go ahead and say set location, and this is going to be, and let's just go ahead and just create a location up here. Location equals player.getLocation, and my Bukkit location never imports. I probably should figure out how to fix that, but we'll just go ahead and say import org.bukkit.location. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go ahead and say location.getX, location.getY, location.getZ, location.getYall, location.getPitch. And so now the NPC is gonna spawn exactly where we spawn. And now time for the packet part. So we just basically need to get the player's connection, which we've done in the past. So if you guys are a little unsure what this is, I do have some other videos that talk about packets. But basically this is just the connection so we can get the player that's actually connecting. That's actually, you know, all the players that are actually online. So let's go ahead and say craft player, which is going to be player. And then we want to go ahead and say .get handle .get player connection. Oops, not .get, just player connection there. Okay, next thing we got to do is we're going to go ahead and say connection .send packet, and we're going to send the packet of new packet play out player info, and then this is just going to be what am I looking for here? Enum info action add player, and then we're just going to go ahead and let me make sure I'm in the right commas here, and then we're going to go ahead and say NPC. Now I wonder if we could actually go ahead and do the remove player after we spawn it. So I'm actually going to try something here. So .send packet, and now we need to just basically, you know, packet play out fake. Oops, no, it's not fake entity. It's named entity spawn, and that's just going to be NPC. Okay, so pretty much now realistically we have our NPC ready to go. So if we go ahead into our fp command here, and if we say if args.length is less than, let's see, we're going to need fp create and then the name, so 2, or we should probably say is equal to 2. We're going to say string npc name equals args 0. It's actually going to be args1. args0 is going to be something else. We're going to say if args0 dot equals ignore case, and if it equals create, we're going to go ahead and do this, and then we're just going to say plugin dot what do we call it? NPC manager dot create NPC, and it's going to be player, and then it's going to be NPC name. So now if we go ahead and export this and do a quick reload on our server here, if we do fp create dog, you can see there we have a custom NPC with the name of dog. And for some reason the yaw and pitch isn't quite working. It's not capturing the player's yaw and pitch, which I had that issue before, and I'm not quite sure why it does that. Let's just go ahead and say player.get location. Let's try it this way. Not that it will particularly make much of a difference, but it could. And just so you know, these will not save once the player disconnects. And right now we only have it to show for the individual player. We don't have it to show for all the players. So you could just make a for loop of all the players online, and you could easily go ahead and do that. So fp create dog. Yeah, for some reason the head is not moving there. The body seems to be moving. Yeah, just not the head. Not really quite sure why that did that. But as you can see, we have our players there, and as you can see in the tab lists, we have an empty slot there, which is these guys right here. So if we go ahead and now this is obviously using one UUID, so that's why the random UUID would be much better. Not random UUID, because then they would technically be their own separate entities. Which I guess if you didn't want, you could use one UUID. It's not particularly going to matter because you can spawn as many as you like, and I believe you can spawn as many with as many different names as you want. But you can see there that UUID that we have right now gave us a Steve. This one gave us an Alex. This one gave us a Steve. This one gave us a Steve. So it's just random. So it all depends who you get. But now I want to try something here. So after we spawn them in, if I remove them, I wonder if it will completely take them off but still have the spawn NPC. So let's just go ahead and log out. Let's do a reload. Let's just see fp create dog. Hey, there we go. So there you go. That's how you remove them. Well, good to know. Good to know. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. But there you go. So if you want to remove them from the tab list, just go ahead and add this remove player after you spawn them in. Wow, that was pretty easy. I don't know why I didn't think to do that before. I just found something out myself. See, look at that, learning. We're all learning here. But that's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a comment, drop a like, and subscribe. One more thing before I go. One of the great implementations for this is obviously on servers like Hypixel. They have their lobby selectors here. So you could do a player interact at entity or play interact entity, and you could check to see if its name equals one of your servers, and then when they interact with it or click it, it will go ahead and run some commands. So that's just one simple thing that you can do, and a pretty awesome thing as well. So once again, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later.